Welcome to Studio D. We're telling you why all your friends are sharing the same Facebook status and what that means for protesters at Standing Rock. Plus, what's up with the voices Juliet Sims? We'll fill in the details, that and much more on Studio D, your daily dose of news and entertainment. A Portland woman thought her car had been stolen, but it was soon returned with an apology note and gas money. Apparently, it was just a simple mix. Matt, how much would you pay for Ray Allen sneakers?
Pay a lot. Pay a lot. It just at the golf tournament I was at, that and a jersey went for 20 grand. So
really,
you guys, the best three-pointer in the NBA was my Shane Battier. Who's your daddy? I should have posted.
Right
I should
here.
show you people my picture with Shane. We kind of make a cute couple.
You guys tight?
I'm not tight.
Are you shipping?
We're like,
are you in a relationship?
You know, I heard that for the first time. No, he's married and his wife is wonderful. He's a great guy. But I like him a lot.
Okay. Coming up on Studio D,
Blatantly.
we're discussing the male birth control study that had to be shut down due to many complaints by its subjects. Plus, can smell be considered a building amenity? New York luxury realtors say yes. We've got the full story and much more right here in Studio.
The scent of a place really affects me.
I had a relative who lived in a very nice building, and it had that kind of aromatherapy, even in the hallways, not just the lobby. I was like, wow, what's that smell that's nice? She goes, it's money, darling, it's money.
I love that.
It was.
There's those stores like American Eagle.
Funk is that song that simply will not go away.
Earworm.
This time, it's back in the news, but for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, like an earworm. Well, the mega hit has been in the news already thanks to complaints by a 70s rapper. Okay, so the burden shouldn't always fall on the woman when it comes to birth control, right?
Agreed.
Okay, well, there's a new study and it has proven significant progress is being made in the pursuit of male birth control. Try different things until they find something that works for them.
Right, or do they just endure it in order to enjoy the benefits
of adulthood.
It's a man's world, isn't it? That we have. That there's.
Right.
No, it's clearly a man's world.
But there's been so many things out there that they've had these types of shots. They've had patches and stuff for male birth control in the past that guys are like, I'm not using that. We'll use a
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Use a contraceptive, or that's it, or nothing. And then women got to go through pills, shots, this and that.
If there is a side effect profile, but it doesn't affect all the men, they should at least give the men the option to say, yeah, I can handle that. That's cool. I can work with it. But I mean, like, women have been dealing with those side effects for a long time too. So, again, I think you're right. It's like it's very male-centric in the medical community for them to say, it's not perfect, so we're going to drop it.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing about like giving birth and women, not very much.
Welcome back. I'm Warren Wright. A grandmother in Sydney, Australia leaves a note for some dope-smoking thieves. Fed up with vandals cutting up her garden hose, Julia McCall left a section of her hose on her garden fence with a note. Apparently, someone in the neighborhood was cutting off sections of the hose to build a bong for smoking marijuana. She was just angry that they cut from the middle of her hose and not on the end. So she figured she would leave them an extra tubing for the near future. Her explanation, quote, "We all have to live with each other." Researchers believe new evidence supports the theory Amelia Earhart did not die in a plane crash, but as a castaway on a remote island. Earhart's plane was last seen on radar on July 2nd, 1937, as she tried to establish a record as the first woman to fly around the world. Scientists say partial skeletal remains found in 1940s on the island of Nuku'alofa, which was located between Hawaii and Australia, could belong to Earhart. The bones were analyzed in 1940, but a doctor concluded they belonged to a male, and the bones were later lost. But researchers today believe the bones were actually consistent with a female of that pilot's height. All surgeries are believed to carry some risks, but some bloating in one Japanese woman's belly actually caused a fire in the operating room. A woman in her 30s was having her cervix operated on with a laser at Tokyo Medical University Hospital. She apparently had some gas, and it ignited with the irradiation of the laser. It was so intense the surgical drape caught on fire. Investigators double-checked but couldn't find any other flammable items in the operating room. So be careful what you eat before you go into surgery.
I'm sorry.
Just be careful.
I'm sorry. This reminded me of when I went to give birth to my daughter, and they said, "What's the last thing you ate?" And I went, "Chili." And they go, "What?" And I go, "Chili."
20 grand for club seats. So.
Okay, so we'll pull all our money together and we'll
let's
get a
do it.
ticket.
I'll put in like $40.
Oh, good.
You can put in the rest.
That'll buy some popcorn. That's about it.
$19,960 is your cut.
All right. Well, if you've been on Facebook this week, there's a chance you noticed a number of friends checking in at Standing Rock, despite having seen them just an hour ago.
So what?
and let's have venison. It's fast food, people.
But people,
Okay, yeah.
people line up for day. There was this great
they-
show I used to watch called.
People showed up for McRib. I mean, that was disgusting.
I used to watch.
McRib?
I used to watch this
Ugh.
show called Fast Food Nation, and they do a whole thing. Every time Chick-fil-A opens up a store, if you're one of the first, I think, 100 people or something, you get free Chick-fil-A for a year from that store.
Really?
Or an In-N-Out Burger opens
my God,
somewhere.
I
the
would road
line's
trip to
down
that.
the road. You know, like people want these fast food places, and especially if it's regional, like this thing only being in Nashville.
Is this an urban myth? If you're like the first person at a Chick-fil-A,
No.
you get Chick-fil-A.
That's why
for
people
life?
camp out for days. It's not for
Oh my
life. It's not for
goodness.
life. I think it's just for the year. I'm not sure on that. But
I need validation
People
of this.
camp out for Chick-fil-A.
Okay, well,
We
coming
should
up on
open
Studio
it.
D, we're taking a look at the weird theory that's connecting Harry Potter and an iconic children's cartoon. This is a crazy one, people.